Hey, welcome to Thugging It Out. Thugging It Out is a platform where we create a safe space to acknowledge, experience, and overcome real life issues in a positive and healthy way. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at underscore thugging it out underscore. I know y'all been hearing me speak on our first interactive episode a lot, and I'm so excited that we have a date, a time, and a place. Thugging It Out first interactive episode will be November 4th, 2023 at 6 p.m. on YouTube Live. Yes, YouTube Live. We are adding an addition to the Thugging It Out platform where we're going to be on YouTube Live, and I have a lot of new things up my sleeve. And the first one is the Motherhoods panel. We're going to have a panel full of many different moms with many different experiences, backgrounds, and lifestyles. And we're all going to come together to vent, encourage, uplift, heal, and empower one another. And all of y'all are a part of it. So mark y'all calendars because y'all going to have to be in attendance live and in a chat so we can all thug it out together. I know that we all in different places, and I feel like the safest and the most easiest place for us all to be in is in the virtual world on YouTube Live. And just because you might not necessarily be on the panel, you can always interact in a chat and say your experiences and have your input in there, because your girl will be looking at the chat and I will definitely be acknowledging. And if you feel that you have something to say, you need to actually want to be seen and heard, I can always add you to the live, and it's just going to be a very dope experience because, like I said, it's so many different moms with many different kids, many different experiences, and many different lifestyles. And I feel like it's just going to be kind of like a women's empowerment event where we all could just let down our hair and really speak from a place where we feel safe, because y'all know Thugging It Out is a safe space, and we could kind of relate. Like it's always good to relate to someone and to not feel like you're the only one going through something. Because as moms, we go through a lot. It's always something in this hood called motherhood. So, this event is going to be so fun. And I am so hyped that it's crazy. Like, I've been planning it for some time, and to really see it coming together and see how many people reached out to me, and even the feedback that I got from people that I reached out to, is just really heartwarming. And it's going to be super dope. Y'all don't want to miss it. So mark your calendars. November 4th, 2023, 6 p.m. YouTube Live. So yeah, enough of that. Let's hop on to this week's episode. We are in part 5 of Perfecting the Process series. Like, this process has been a lot for me. So I know it's been a lot for y'all. So last week I spoke on purpose and the seriousness of finding your purpose. And part 5 is simply understanding it. I really hope that episode last week really helped y'all get y'all juices going. It really helped you start your self-discovery process. And I already know, if you actually have taken the self-discovery process serious, I know it has been a whirlwind of emotions. It's been an influx of good memories. It's been an influx of creativity, and it's been feeling so good that you have really the process of just relearning yourself. But also, I know it's been a little tough, it's been a little uneasy, and it's been a little what am I looking for? It's been a little kind of, I'm gonna say, like, it's been a punch in the stomach, because I feel like the self-discovery process, it can bring up some things that you don't necessarily want to bring up. So self-discovery is one of those things that feel like a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because Like I said, you learn new things about yourself. You unlock your superpower, like I mentioned last week. And it's one of those things that increase creativity and it opens the door to endless possibility. Like I know that first half of self-discovery when you're in the blessing process that you were feeling like you were brand new. Like it was a beautiful process and you were just feeling excited, you were feeling creative, you were feeling almost empowered. Like, yes, I know, like this is gonna be, this is so easy. But like always, like you always hear me say, there's balance to everything. So self-discovery has its evil twin, the curse stage. So all that good feeling and all them good juices and all those positive emotions also came with some curses. And when I say curse, I'm not necessarily mean something that's going to be stuck with you forever. When I say curse, it's because it brings up everything you try to bury, everything that you try to forget, and even things that are painful to relive or even acknowledge. Like when that other half of that self-discovery process happened, I know it was some tears that had to be had. It was some realizations that you had to face, and it was some truths that were uncovered. And I already know it was not a pretty process. That second half of self-discovery can be, it could be a lot, but it was worth it because you had to go through it. So self-discovery is this double-edged sword that is used when finding and working your purpose. And let me just give you a disclaimer now that just because we already went to self-discovery to find our purpose, it's going to be a lot of self-discovery, a lot of self-awareness, and a lot of holding yourself accountable and really growing and reflecting. It's going to be a never-ending process, this self-discovery process, because as you work towards and through your process, it's something that you just continuously have to do. But once you go through the fire, which is the self-discovery process, the self-discovery stage, you stumble upon your purpose. And your purpose is the reason why you get another 24 hours of life each day. Now, if you believe in God, you know this is a fact. And I'm not speaking on religion because I am also one of the people that I am not necessarily a fan of religion. I grew up in church, and as I've gotten older, I have my own issues with religion, like the act of being religious. But I never questioned my belief in God. And I know a lot of us new age, younger people can relate to that. I'm not saying that religion is bad and that I don't mess with church. I'm not sitting there saying that, but I can acknowledge that church has a stigma, and it is a system that I necessarily, at the moment that I am in my life now, that I don't necessarily want to fool with. So with that being said, I know we all believe in God. We know that we are not here on our own whim, and we are here because of a higher power, in so many words. And when I say we only get another 24 hours of life because of our purpose, it's really also because of God, because I know we're not naive enough to know that we woke up because of alarm or just because of our own doing. We know that we were granted another 24 hours because of God, because God is the beginning and the end, and He can decide if we're going to be here forever or we got to go. And each day of our life is supposed to be used to actively work towards your goal. And I am a firm believer that some people cut their life short by not looking for or working towards their purpose. I really do feel like if we just continuously to be ignorant and live unpurposeful lives and just live day to day with this whole stigma that you only live once, I believe that you will only die once sooner than you're supposed to. So that's why in part 5, I feel like it is very important that we understand the purpose. Not just find it, not just that we know it and put it on the shelf, that we really understand our why. And disclaimer, just because you're just now discovering your goal does not mean you wasted any time. I want to be very clear that everyone's journey and timeline is different. Some of us have to be in the classroom or the gym longer than others. And that's okay, too. Now, when I sit there and say, you have to live a purposeful life and you have to do this, you have to do that, I don't know your timeline. So, we are all different with many different strengths, weaknesses, purposes, and journeys. So do not feel any type of way if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, however old you might be, and you're just not finding your purpose. Because I really want to be clear that I know how it feels when you feel like you're behind or you're lacking in some areas, in that, you know, time is never on your side. When I sit there and say that you have to find your purpose and work towards your purpose, I'm sitting there saying that you have to be putting in the work. And your work in your timeline might not start until you're 30. It might not start until you're 40. Or it could have started as early as 20. Because we're all different people and we have different timelines. But what I am stating is that even while you're in the gym or in the classroom, that you're actively working towards something. Not just this whole buffoon where you're just going through life like, yeah, I'm just living here. I'm just here today, gone tomorrow. Like, I'm a Rolling Stone. Like, no. But I'm not sitting there saying that just because you might be stuck in a season or stuck in a position for longer than it just seems like you keep doing the same thing over and over again, maybe that is necessary for you to come up to your purpose or to find your purpose. So when I'm never saying that we're on a timeline and that you have to know your purpose at a certain age or a certain time. I'm saying that you must be looking for something, because I'm not going to lie. When I was going through like my little phases, when I was in my early 20s, when I was out here just wilding, I could say in a lot of moments, there were times where I was in situations and I used to just really be asking God, or, you know, just saying out loud, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And in that moment, I didn't necessarily realize that you're going through these situations and you're experiencing these things because you have to go through it to learn it, to get the experience and to learn the lesson so you can tell it to other people. Like, you have to be, like, it was necessary. So that's what I mean. I don't want anybody to feel any type of way when I sit there and say you need to know your purpose and you have to work towards your purpose, and that every day is meant to be fulfilling your purpose. I mean that all the way. But I want to just be clear that you might not be at that stage yet. You might still be in the learning stage, getting the experience. And you could still be in the learning stage at 40. It's no timeline. It's no right way of doing it. I'm just sitting there saying that once you get all the experience, you get everything under your belt, that you must do some self-discovery to find your purpose and understand why it is your purpose. Because when it's supposed to happen, it will. When it's time for you to find your purpose, you will. However, following this process can assist you where you might be on your journey. Okay? Okay, I don't want nobody to feel any type of way, because I'm never that type of person. When I say I want Thugging It Out to be a safe space, it is a safe space, and I'm never going to just try to feel like I'm coming down on people or judging people, because that is not the standpoint. I'm always 100% honest. I'm very compassionate, and with Thugging It Out, I really want to be transparent enough where I can relate to you, but also still kind of hold you to a standard and kind of push you into the right direction. And I know I went off on a tangent, but back on to where we left out. Once you know something, you must comprehend it. In better words, now that you know your purpose, what now? Because we spent an awful lot of time on finding a purpose. Like, we went through a lot in the self-discovery process to find the purpose. So what now? Where do you start? What do you do? How do you fulfill it? These questions are great, but at this moment, we have to understand our why. Like, you can't end up starting to work towards something until you truly understand it. I'm a firm believer that doing something is much easier when you know why you do it. For example, we all know and understand why we look both ways before we cross the street. Like, nobody is just going to walk in the street and not expect to get hit by a car. We understand that the reason why we just don't walk in the street, that we stop and look and listen, I think that's what people say, is because we know we don't want to just get hit by a car. Or we also know why we don't just get in the car with a stranger, or as simple as why we brush and floss our teeth every day. When you understand the why, it is easy for you to put in the work. Understanding your why releases resistance and increased acceptance, and allows you to adopt your purpose as a new principle for your life. I'm going to say it again. Understanding your why, release resistance. When I say release resistance, I mean, sometimes we know what we have to do, but sometimes we could be little a-holes and actively work against it. That is a fact. Some of us are like that. I mean, not everyone, but some of us are. And understanding your why can help you release that resistance and increase your acceptance. Because like I said, when you know why you're doing something, it's easier for you just to do it. And we could see that with kids. Like, I've been going through the struggle with my son as far as just trying to get him to follow certain rules and do certain things and live at a certain standard. And of course, human nature am sometimes hit with resistance. But I really feel like I get somewhere when he kind of understands why something is happening. Not all the time, but for the most part, when someone understands why they do something, that I'm only doing it for your own good, that it's for your protection, it's for your benefit, it's easier for you to just do it. And understanding the why allows you to adopt your purpose as a new principle for your life. Because like I said, every waking moment of your 24 hours is supposed to be working towards your purpose. And when I say working towards your purpose, it could be as simple as you getting the knowledge, you putting the work in, you making a rough draft, because we know that we can never plan because God has a funny way of laughing at us. Or you're gathering all the necessary tools for you to get the job done. And that's why you must understand your why. We can't work towards our goals in life or fulfill our purpose until you understand your why. I'm saying it. You have to understand your why. When you know and understand something, you move different. Like I stated, people know that your teeth will fall out, your teeth will be yellow, your breath will stink if you don't brush and floss your teeth every day. So if you don't want to walk around here with butter teeth or with your teeth falling out for everybody running from you every time you talk, you know that you would brush and floss your teeth every day. That's the same thing. Let me make it realer for you. When a person is overweight, it's easy for them to tell you how they got that way. If y'all ever watch My 600 Pound Life, you know these people are aware of the problem. I know y'all saw it. That's like kind of one of my guilty pleasure shows. That all the people on that show that's overweight, they know that they're overweight. They could tell you the exact time they start being overweight, how they got overweight, why they do it, and everything. They full blown know. It's not until that they really understand the why when they hop on track and really do the things to be better. And when I say that, I mean when they go see that doctor now, when he get to telling them facts like you will die. You're not going to make it to the end of the year. You can do it. Like, you're the reason why you like this. Once that is in their face with they're hit with facts, it's easier for them to really get in the process, to really get the work done because they understand why. Because they know, yeah, I know how I got this way, but in order for me to live and not die, I got to do better. This is my why. My why is because I want to live. And once they look at it that way and they accept it, they're able to make the changes and to really follow the process. And I want you to use that example and apply it to your purpose. Knowing your purpose is not enough. We could say all day that my purpose is this and my purpose is that, my purpose is this. It don't mean anything. No matter how many affirmations or post-it notes or vision boards you create about your purpose, will never get the ball rolling. So I do not want you to be one of these stagnant people that can just tell you their purpose right out the door. Like, what is your purpose in life? My purpose is this. My this is this. No, I want you to be the person that nobody has to even ask you that they know. Like, they know for certain, like, that's her purpose. And I could see her working towards her purpose. Not just one of these pretty TikTok fabs where you're just making a vision board. Like, this is my vision board. And it could be applied to a lot of different things in life. Like, not just your purpose. Because I just really want to touch on this. If you know that you want to be this successful person, or you want to live this certain lifestyle, or that you want to be married or have kids, or whatever you want to do, whatever your goal is, you can't just make a vision board and think that it will happen. You have to put in the work. You have to look at all of what you're doing. You have to actively work towards it. And that's why it's important to understand your why. Understand where you're trying to go, understand what you're trying to do, and work towards it. Because when you know something and you understand it, you will do everything to reach it. You will adopt it as a part of your lifestyle. You will adopt it as part of your life, and you will make the best of it. You will do everything in your power to check the boxes to get to that goal. And that's why, when it comes to purpose, you must understand your why. Understanding your purpose is to get the battery in your back. It's something to know, but as always, you must know the why. When you know the why, it gives you that oomph. It gives you that push. It puts the battery in your back to actively work towards it. You got to know the importance of your purpose and the seriousness of it. And really accept that your purpose is your legacy. It's what people will remember you as. It's what leaves your mark on the world. I mean, it's just simple facts. Find your why. You must love your why, understand your why, and get to work. And I'm just going to leave it there. You found your why. You found your purpose. You must love it. And you got to understand it. And then you get to work. Because once you understand why you do certain things, you will adopt it as a principle, as a value, and you will actively work towards it every day. So it's not enough to just know. We're past the knowing stage. And this can be really applied to any principle in your life. Like, you can know that you're in a toxic relationship. You can know that you're overweight. You can know that you're not in a good headspace. You won't start to make change until you understand why you're at where you're at. Once you understand why you're in a unhealthy headspace, why you're in a toxic relationship, and why you're overweight, then you will start making changes. Then you will change your lifestyle. Then you would take all the necessary steps to get to where you want to go. And I mean it wholeheartedly, 100%. When you understand something and you accept it as true, you will work towards it to achieve it. And I will leave y'all here. Part 5 of perfecting the process is understanding your why. I want y'all to spend some tender loving care with yourself this week. Make it a priority to sit with your purpose and dissect it. Take some time to understand why you are the one to fix that problem and why your purpose is your purpose. Because we all know, I told y'all, I made the statement about what I heard from that pastor, that your purpose is simply your problem to fix in this world before you leave. I don't know what it is. Hopefully you're learning what it is. I know what my problem is to fix, and I'm working hard towards to fixing it. I know my purpose. I'm working every day to get there, and I want you all to do the same. And I know last week that whole self-discovery process was a little hard, was a little real. So that's why I want this week to really just be with you doing some self-care, with you really sitting with yourself and taking everything in, and to really understanding why your why is your why. And just learning how to love and appreciate it, and coming up with some type of acceptance and realization that it's time that we get to work. We must get to work. We must start working towards our goals, working towards our purpose, because we're not getting any younger. FYI. Mark y'all calendars, November 4th, 6 p.m. for our first YouTube live episode. And get ready for a whole lot of fun, because it's going to be fun. And that's the end of yet another episode of Thugging It Out. Remember to be grateful, be blessed, be thankful, but always keep thugging it out. Peace.